Hello, and welcome to another episode of Chasing Mysteries Gardens. I'm Rebecca, and along with my wife Karen, we are on a mission to renovate and rejuvenate our little piece of earth. Today we are back in the kitchen, and we are going to talk about citrus, in particular, Mandarin oranges. So these little guys reach their peak between December and March. And most stores put citruses like grapefruits, oranges, pineapples on sale in January and February. And I found these little guys in big 3-pound bags of them for $1.99. I could not pass up that deal. So today we are going to can these. And last year we talked about canning orange juice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some orange juice to can these little guys instead of a simple syrup. So you could can these without any liquid, but today we're going to use orange juice. So come along with me on this adventure as we can Mandarin oranges. Let's go. Here are all the tools that we're going to need. We need first our oranges. Canning jars, I'm going to use a 1/2 pint. Lids and rings. A funnel to get the oranges into the jar. Orange juice. Our jar lifter. A debubbler. As well as a canning pot. So this is a water bath canning method. So I am just using a stock pot because these are so small, they'll just fit 6 of them in there. And then water with a rack in the bottom. Our first step is going to be peeling all of these. And I have 2 bags, so I have a total of 6 pounds. Just like most things that I've done on this site, I've never done this before. So I have no idea how many oranges I'm going to need to fill my jars. To start with, I have 12 of these little 1/2 pint jars. So we're going to start there. Anything left over, maybe we'll eat fresh in the next couple days. Or if there's enough, maybe I'll put into a quart jar. So for now, let's get peeling. So a couple weeks ago, we went to take a drive through Amish country, and we stopped at an Amish store, and they had the biggest bowls in the universe. And I got this 13-quart bowl, and it is amazing. And today we're going to use it. We're going to put our peeled oranges into the bowl. So you want to get off as much of the peel and the pith, which is the white stringy stuff that is on the orange themselves. And some of these peel better than others. Kind of depends on their ripeness. Some of these feel pretty firm and have a little bit of green still on the rind. So this little stuff will make your oranges bitter. So you want to take off as much of that as you possibly can. You can can these whole, just like this, but I'm going to do mine in segments. So I'm going to open them up like that and then take out all of this pith that's in the middle too. So let's talk about the peels. There are several things that you could do with them. You could candy them, make candied orange peels. You could dehydrate them to make a zest or a powder. You can freeze dry them, I suppose. That would also make a powder. But what we're going to do with them is make a cleaner out of them. And I'll show you that in a little bit. Some of these are so little. part of the reason why I'm doing this is A, we had orange juice that needed to be dealt with or it was going to go bad. So that's why I'm using the orange juice for this. B, they were on sale and I couldn't pass it up. And C, I like to just eat mandarin oranges, but I also like them in salads. There is a acini de pepe salad that we make that has mandarin oranges in it. And they are just delicious straight out of the can. And speaking of cans, I noticed that they got really expensive, the cans in the store. So this is just a way to save a little bit of money. Sure, it's extra time, but I like it. I think we need some music for this. I'm done. So here are our peels. Here are oranges. Now I'm going to show you what we can do with these. So here are our orange peels. And what we're going to do is we are going to make a cleaner with these. So it can be for your appliances, refrigerator, microwave, stove tops, also your countertops. And what we're going to do is we're going to put all these little orange bits into a quart jar. Then we're going to fill it with white vinegar. Then we'll put a lid on it, put it on a shelf somewhere, and wait about 2 to 3 weeks. Then we will strain all the orange peels out and put it in a spray bottle, and we will have our cleaner. So I'm just lightly packing this. And you can fill it all the way to the top. You want to make sure that your orange peels are completely submerged in the vinegar. So I'm going to take a couple of these bigger pieces and kind of put them upside down so that they kind of hold all the other pieces in place. It might help to debubble this. So I'm just gonna kind of shake it around, stick this down inside. so that all the vinegar gets down into all of the orange peels. Whoops. Right now, it just smells like white distilled vinegar. But in a couple weeks, it'll smell like oranges. There we go. Cleaner in the making. We'll put this in a cool, dark place for a couple of weeks. While we wait for the orange juice, which I have placed in a pot to get up to temperature, I am going to fill my washed and warmed jars. And you want to try to pack them in as best as you can to not leave too much space. So I'm just putting them down all the sides, trying to fill in some of those gaps. You want to fill these to 1/2 inch. All right, let's see if that is 1/2 inch. Whoops. I can probably get in to 1/2 inch right there with that orange right here. So I can get one there. I think I can get one more piece in. Push them down a little bit. There we go. One jar. As I mentioned before, you could not use any liquid at all. The only drawback to that is that the heat is going to, first of all, the heat will deteriorate the vitamin C that is within the fruit to an extent, but it's also going to draw out some of the flavor of your oranges and they just won't be as sweet or as flavorful. So that's why I feel most people use a simple syrup. I like to can fruit in its own fruit juice. So for example, I've canned blueberries and blueberry juice. I've canned, what else have I canned? Pineapple and pineapple juice. So now I am doing oranges and orange juice. All right, I'm gonna keep doing this until all my jars are filled. Our water bath canner is boiling. The orange juice is boiling. So now we're going to put this orange juice into the jars up to, again, the 1/2 inch mark. And you want to use a chopstick or your debubbling tool to get all the way down. Make sure there's no bubbles in your jar. Then we're going to take a rag or in this case a paper towel. And we're going to use some vinegar on this because the orange juice has sugar in it. So we just want to make sure that there's no sugar on the rim. Then we put our lids. And our rings. Where are our rings? Ring, ring. And now this is ready for the water bath canner. Okay, here we go. I might have, oh no. Ruh-roh. So I have this little rubber thing that goes in the bottom and it's super hot. And all curled up. I don't know how to get it flat. Okay, here's the solution. If you can see it. I put one jar in the middle, and now I will lay the other jars on all the little fingers that are sticking up. The thing is you don't want the glass to touch the bottom of the pot. So that's why I'm using this thing. And now it's over too far. Oh, there we go. That was good. I think I did it. I also think I have a little too much water in here. They're in. Now we want to bring this back to a boil and let this process for 10 minutes. That is according to our elevation. Be sure to check for your elevation, but ours is 10 minutes. So while the canner is going in the kitchen, I wanted to show you what Karen's up to today. Ta-da! She is, I should say, painting the stairway to the basement. And because our basement rooms are beach themed, we went with this little wave pattern down the side. So we couldn't reach all the way to the ceiling. No. We tried to put a ladder up here and it was just scary. So we went with this little design to cover up the patches that were there. And I think it's going to look great.
It should look good. Better than it was.
Yes. Our timer has gone off. So we're going to turn off the heat. Take the lid off. And let this sit for 5 minutes. Alexa, set timer 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
Alexa, stop. Okay, let's get these out of here. Well, I can't get it around it. Come on. All right, let's try the one from the middle first. Beautiful. Now we're going to set all these to the side over here and let them come down to temperature on their own, and hopefully they'll seal. All right, there you have it. We ended up with 12 half-pint jars from 6 pounds of Mandarin oranges. So we went from this to this in one afternoon. I did end up with six of these little ones that aren't completely ripe yet. I will put those in the refrigerator. We can eat those later. And we also ended up with 2 quarts of the orange peels in vinegar to make a cleaner. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And also don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more. And as always, Suki Suki. Love the earth, love yourself, love each other. Till next time. That's still hot.